What's going on, YouTube? This is BBSP. I wanted to do this video, man, because this video needs to be did, man. As everybody knows, Brian Flores has filed a Class A discrimination lawsuit against the National Football League for racial discrimination and racial profiling against three teams. Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, and New York Giants. For years we've all known that the NFL was kind of like a prejudice entity, a prejudice organization when it comes to people minority and shit, right? And the coaches, they really haven't, been giving black African American coaches opportunities and shit, right? But we should have seen this come a mile away. The NFL over the past 6-7 years has really exposed themselves as the good old boy club and shit. The good old boy club. If you ain't with the good old boy club, you get the fuck out. It's run by a bunch of white supremacists, a bunch of hicks, and a bunch of prejudice-ass people, man. Prejudice-ass owners, prejudice-ass coaches, and prejudice-ass cracker peckerwood players. Bill Romanowski is one and shit. You could tell that motherfucker racist. Who else? Kerry Collins. Chris Everett. Shit. Goddamn Mike Ditka. He's a full-fledged Republican, and he don't hide this shit. So the NFL for years has treated minorities like shit. And when it comes to the coaches, Art Shell was probably the first black head coach, but he didn't last long with the Oakland/Los Angeles Raiders and shit. And just think about the black coaches over the years who didn't get fair shakes. Dennis Green. I go on. Lovie Smith. Right now, there's a whole bunch of black coaches who've been fired, okay? Who haven't given them the same opportunities that Mike Tomlin has. And you gotta wonder. I'm not trying to pass judgment or expertise on nobody. You gotta wonder how the hell has Mike Tomlin lasted this long. I'm not making no accusations of an Uncle Tom or Coonan and shit. Because at the end of the day, I don't know Mike Tomlin to exuberate so characteristics. But for him to be the only black head coach in the National Football League only further tells you what you need to know about this organization with the NFL and shit. Basically, it's an organization disguised as a plantation. If you don't cow down to the bosses and owners and shit, you're not gonna last long in the league and shit, man. Countless of black coaches. Tony Dungy got fired from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2001 in favor of John Gruden, who, when you think about it, didn't really accomplish anything that much with the Oakland Raiders the previous couple of years. And check it out. That Super Bowl they won the next year, that first year, John Gruden there, that was Tony Dungy's squad. That was Tony Dungy's team and shit. And but everybody gives the credit to John Gruden. Why is that shit? Lovie Smith didn't get an opportunity. Raheem Morris didn't get an opportunity. What's his face from the Patriots didn't get an opportunity. What's his face? The coordinator for the New England Patriots. Somebody has to let me know, man. Romeo Cornell. He has to get an opportunity. You go to right now. Van Joseph, Anthony Lynn both got fired. Brian Flores got fired. And from what I understand, the owner, Stephen Ross, was telling Brian Flores to not even coach to win, to throw games and shit, you know? And the most disappointing thing about this shit is I've been a Giants fan since '86. And I've always wondered why we haven't had a black coach in the history of our of our team, man. We never had an African American coach, right? But with the way the bullshit went down with Brian Flores, and they hired this unproven coordinator from Buffalo, Brian DeBall and shit, right? You gotta wonder, man. Like, I'm starting to question my fandom of this team, man. Because if I am I a fan of people within the Giants organization who, if they see me on the street, they probably wouldn't give a shit about me, you know? You know? They probably piss on me every chance they get, just like the NFL and its goddamn so-called slave master mentality owners shitting on Colin Kaepernick, you know? But with the way the New York Giants treated Brian Flores, I'm gonna be honest here, man. I don't know if I ain't want to be a fan of this team no more, man. After all 30 plus years, 30 plus years, right? 30 plus years, 35 plus years of being a fan of this team. Now I'm having second thoughts of how actually this operation is run, man, because the way they fucked over Brian Flores is bullshit to me. If you ask me, I would have rather had him than this unknown dude who don't even have 1 ounce of experience coaching. But yeah, that just goes to show you that these plantation owners, so-called disguised as fair, honest owners, they only care about what they can get out of us. You know, what they're going to get out of the players. And the players are suffering the most because you got a lot of players who suffer from CTE, who suffer from head trauma, you know? And it's deeper than that because there's, if anybody remembers that movie, Concussion, right, with Will Smith, it goes even deeper. It goes even deeper, right? Deeper than that. Watch the movie Concussion with Will Smith, and you guys know how much these owners have fucked over these players, man, for years, decades. Some of them not even the same. They can't even live normal lives because they're suffering from CTE and shit. But yeah, I just want to shout out and applaud and salute Brian Flores, man, for finally bringing this shit to light, man, because this shit's been going on too long, man. You know what I mean? And we should have seen it with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. You know what I mean? If they would treat their coaches like that, what makes you think they would treat the players any differently? You know? And the fact that, like I said again, there's only one minority coach in the NFL right now. It's speaking volumes right now, man. And you know what? I hope Brian Flores wipes the floor with these crackers, man, straight up, because they deserve it. Why do you think I don't have a problem with player movement in the NBA? You know, I don't have no problem with a player moving to the NBA. It's like a business. You know what I mean? If you're being mistreated or you feel like there's a better opportunity out there for you, you go for it. What would it look like me staying in one place where either A, I'm not content and satisfied, or B, my services is being taken for granted. I'm being taken for granted. I'm only being used as a prop and shit, you know? But like I said, man, people don't look at it that way when it comes to the NBA. But I wanna shout out to Brian Flores, man. I hope you win. You know what I mean? I'm behind you 100%, and I wish you well. You know what I mean? I hope something good could come out of this, man. You a trailblazer to me, bro. You're a trailblazer to me, Brian Flores, straight up. And for me, if I was running the Giants organization, you would have been hired on the spot. And the fact that Bill Belichick, of all people, sent a unflattering text to Brian Flores, thinking it was Brian DeBall, he in deep shit too. Bill Belichick in deep shit too. But he's one of these plantation masters. He's one of these coaches disguised as plantation masters that once they use you up, they throw you away. Why do you think the Patriots have cut so many great players in the past? Players who contributed to their Super Bowl runs. You know, they could be still in their prime and they still cut them. So what does that tell you about how much of a white supremacist run the NFL and shit? You know, but yeah, man, I just one more time, I want to shout out to Brian Flores, man. You know, I hope you win. I hope you win this lawsuit, man. I hope something good come out of it, man. Even if you don't coach another team in the NFL again, even if you like get blackballed from the NFL, man, this shit right here was 100% worth it. 100% worth it, straight up.